Wow.
Hi. Just staring at each other's eyes.
Do you want to lead us in on this one?
Do I ever want to lead us in?
Nope.
Wrong. Welcome to the Fit4Moto Academy, everyone. I'm Rick, and...
Nope, did it wrong. Start it again.
Dang it.
That's fine.
I give up. What'd I do wrong?
Well, it's a podcast.
Fit4Moto Academy podcast.
Yes. Okay, go again. Try it again.
No.
We'll wait. We're going to wait.
I'm not good at it.
We'll wait. Just try it again. I like how you're adding flair to it. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of flair to it. Like, what's up, everybody?
Welcome to the Fit4Moto Academy podcast.
Oh, ayo.
You pay for the seat, but you only use the edge.
Didn't agree to that. That's fine.
I'm not paying for this garbage. Take it back. Where's my receipt?
Okay.
Refund.
Wow. We are a minute and 20 seconds in, and
we're struggling. It's a struggle bus.
We've run out of things to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is episode, and dude, I still don't know what number one. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? All the other podcasts I listen to, they're like episode 800 and whatever. Whatever, dude. Just tell me what's in the podcast, and then I'll listen to it. I can give a crap if it's 1 or 4,010.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's why this is podcast episode.
This is
that sounds like that Will Ferrell movie. What the heck? I can't remember which one it was. Where he's like, oh, it's where he hits his head or something. I don't know. Now it's not funny anymore. But it was funny when you did it because it made me think of the movie.
Awesome.
Now it's not funny. You ruined it.
I'm here for you, Mitch. I'm here for your entertainment.
Or was it on The Office where Will Ferrell was on The Office? And he hits his head.
Trying to dunk or something, right?
Yeah. Okay, entertain them for a second. I'm going to try and find it because it is funny. Tell them what you ate for lunch. I don't know. Say something. Do something funny.
Burger chicken tenders. They were fantastic. If you haven't tried them, give them a shot. You can get various different dips. I had ranch. It was tasty.
Ranch is not good on... Okay, here. I found it. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get this to work here. Stand by.
Very sophisticated operation.
Signed, pounds, and loud. Pound says to bartender, pounds, can I take? Bartender says, 4 times pound. Everybody time, everybody 10. Everybody 10.
Everybody,
That's what it was. You just did that, and that's why it was funny.
Oh, that's awesome. Dude, didn't he have a thing for Midwestern art too?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
on the show?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You should redecorate in a Midwestern art theme.
I should actually, I don't know, change it or freshen it up or something.
Jeez, yeah.
It's been a couple years doing this.
Awfully dingy.
It is.
Yep.
Kind of a dump.
Yeah, need a picture of the Grand Canyon.
I actually do some inspirational quotes. Only don't be anyone else because everyone else is taken. Be yourself. Like some of those inspirational quote posters in the back. That's what we need. Change it up a little bit.
Oh, the little cat that's hanging off the tree.
I like that. Hang in there.
Oh, let's go.
Let's do it again. No, fist. We're gonna fist bump. Gotcha.
Yes.
Got you there. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh man, sorry, I was just thinking of a funny thing.
What is it? Share it. I don't know what he's doing.
Oh man.
I don't get used to it. You have to tell me what you're thinking.
Oh, it's not going to be as funny once I tell it.
I can assure you it's not, but you have to try.
So my kid was eating with both hands, and Tasha's mom said he was fisting himself. In a way, kind of was.
Wow.
Sorry, dude.
There you go. There's your new inspirational poster. Don't fist yourself.
I think I'm starting to cry.
That's silly goose.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 minutes in. Don't remember what we were going to talk about.
Me neither.
Was it? We were going to talk about if you're newer to riding and you're looking at getting a bike.
Yes.
Which one should you get? Should it be a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke?
Yes.
I think was what it was, right?
That's what we planned on.
Good question.
Yeah.
Well, you're newer to riding. What are your thoughts on it?
And I am an avid connoisseur. 'Cause-
Very much so.
Yes,
You have a very
yes.
fine palate, as one might say.
So I started out with a clapped out 125. Is that the proper
That
use?
is the right vernacular. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then I would yeet it off tabletops.
Okay. Wow. Yes, also correct, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes. Eat it. Oh my God.
Went from that to a YZ 250F,
Right.
and then back to a 2-stroke
Right.
300XC.
Yes.
So yes, I know all things moto.
Yes. You are
Yes.
you're well versed in the strokes.
Yes.
You've stroked a couple
I've
things.
stroked
You've
them
ridden,
all.
You've ridden a couple strokes. You know what each one feels like.
Mm-hmm.
You're familiar with the two-stroker, the 2-pump, or the 4-pump.
Both pumps.
You're familiar. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, from your standpoint, what do you think? Like, what are your thoughts on it?
Oh, and I did get to ride your bike last week. The 450.
Right, the 450 for the
Yeah.
first time ever.
Oh, man.
First time ever riding a 450. So,
Yeah.
but what did? Well, we're kind of going off on a tangent. Surprise, surprise. Sorry,
Deal
not-
with it.
Sorry, not sorry. What did you think of the 450 for the first time ever touching it?
Okay, so I thought that bike solely existed to try and murder me. So you've offered for me to hop on it and ride it, take it for a spin, and I've said no every time. A little bit.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. I really do like the 4-strokes, and as long as I didn't hold it wide open, it was manageable.
Yeah, totally. It's not this crazy beast of a machine. Yeah, they're a big engine. It's a big machine, but it's not like if you touch it, it's going to rip your arms off. You know what I mean? It's not that crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so back to it. So you started to yeeting it,
Yeeting it.
yeeting it off
Yeet, yeet.
tables. Also sitting on the back fender whilst yeeting it.
Was that before or after my back fender fell off?
I forgot the fender legitimately fell off.
Dude, it looked so cool without a back fender.
Dude.
Why do
you know
people
that?
even have back fenders? It's way cooler without.
Well, no, it's not. So you remember on
No compromise on
you
that,
ever-
just a straight no.
no,
You're wrong.
No, because I'm looking at my bike and I'm like, no, it's not. That would look stupid.
You look stupid.
So you know the old saying, I wish you knew we were in the good old days before you left them?
Mm-hmm.
That just hit me now, thinking back to when you and I first met and you were first getting into dirt biking and you were on the old clapped out YZ125. It was like a 94? 94.
Yeah, it was 94.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeeting it off stuff. And dude, those were the good old days. Like, I wish I could go back to then because it was
Totally.
like, just things like, first of all, it had no brakes, literally had no brakes.
And the only reason I know what year it was because you almost killed yourself not having brakes and I had to go get new brakes.
Yeah.
So they had to tell me what year my bike was.
Yeah, I decided to take it for a ride. Didn't know it didn't have brakes. Came into a corner a little hot. Grabbed the brakes. Nothing happened.
That was one of the
Nothing happened.
fastest corners I've ever seen you take.
Went off the track pretty much. Yeah, it got weird. But anyway, so yeah, those are the good old days, dude. Fenders falling off and stuff. Anyway, okay, so you started on that. Went to the 254 stroke, and then and that was a 2015 YZ 254 stroke. So a newer fuel injected, the whole works. And now you've gone to the KTM 300 XC, which is fuel injected as well, but obviously the 2-stroke. So
I'll take your word for it.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, you're like I don't. I don't know what it does. It might run on magical pixie dust. Couldn't tell you.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on switching though? I genuinely like. We've never talked about this before. So I'm curious to know. What do you think?
Oh man, so there's definitely some pros to the 2-stroke. I like how it sounds. It smells cool when it runs. It seems a bit light. Well, it seems like more than a bit lighter. It seems like a fairly light bike. So I'm able to.
Because you're strong. Freak of nature.
Hardly.
Gorilla.
But I'm not very smooth on it. I get to the power band and it scares me, so I just shift out of it.
Yeah. And two strokes do that, right? They're fairly punchy. Even on a woods model, I'll call it like an XC or an XCW or something with a weighted flywheel, they're still bandy. It's still a two stroke. It's still somewhat bandy, whereas the four stroke is a very linear power. It pulls the same the whole way through the range. You know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
One thing that I really liked about the four stroke and riding your bike reminded me was the engine braking. I loved coming off.
You like the engine braking?
I do, yeah, because I come off the gas and I don't really have to brake very much.
Totally, yeah. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm kind of hit and miss on it, honestly. There are parts of it that I really, really love, and then I'm okay without it too.
Gotcha.
So when we get into the electrical bikes, dude, someday we're going to get an electrical bike. So if anyone who has one is listening to this, hit me up. I would love to try one. I'm just not willing to spend the $15,000 on one yet or more.
That's steep just to figure out if you like it or not.
Dude, I think they're like 13.5, I think, in like pounds. Like,
that's a heavy bike.
Dude, yeah. Okay. Dad joke. I think like Canadian, they'd probably be like 18 grand or something, dude.
Jeez.
Like I'm just completely guessing here. I haven't seen a price tag for one, but I also have never seen one at the track. So they can't be that, popular around here, or I've never seen one in person.
Gotcha.
But dang, dude, would I like to ride one. So with the electrical bikes, you can turn off the engine braking if you want. Or you can
really?
Yeah, you can vary it. So like super hard engine braking, like two-stroke engine braking, or none whatsoever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it'll be it's gonna be really cool one day to give one of them things a try.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah. So what is your preference then? Which one do you like more?
I'm not really sure. So with the four-stroke, I found I wasn't as smooth. I'm just not as smooth on the throttle. So in corners, I just be like meh, meh, meh.
On the four-stroke?
Yes.
Right. Is that more because the four-stroke is on and off?
Totally.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm not a smooth rider. It's very choppy what I'm doing because I'm not 100% comfortable with everything yet. Geez, I don't know which one I'd pick. Honestly, right now, I'm just at the point where I love whatever dirt bike I'm riding because I'm riding a dirt bike.
Fair.
So,
Fair.
Yeah, if I had to choose, I don't know, man. Maybe the four-stroke, but maybe I'm romanticizing it because I haven't ridden it for a while.
Well, for why? Why would you pick four?
The engine braking.
Just the engine braking? That's it?
Yeah, and I see cool people like yourself riding them, so I want to be like Mitch.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, dude.
I'm guessing there's a reason why so many people have them. You don't have to mess around with oil.
Yeah, like pre-mixing, honestly, for me, pre-mixing is a pain in the ass, dude. I hate it. Hence why the TTM is TPI, transfer port injection. Don't get to mix gas.
Gotcha.
Super convenient, right? I hate mixing gas. It's a pain in the butt. I think for a newer rider, I would say probably two-stroke.
Okay. And why is that?
Well, and I guess it depends on the age of the rider, the weight of the rider, and the size. So you can get some smaller four-strokes, okay? Now, those smaller four-strokes, like your wife's bike, is a CRF 110?
150R.
150R, that's right, that's right. I would say that's a good starter bike, it's not super powerful. Whereas if you jump up into the 250F, like that thing's got quite a bit of punch too, right? So, but obviously a guy like yourself, as much as you will be riding the pink bike soon enough in a dress, I wouldn't suggest that you'd start on a 150. You're obviously too big for that, right? So, that being said, if you've never ridden a bike before, I don't know that the on-off power of a 250F would be right for you either.
Gotcha.
It can be a little intimidating because it is literally like a switch, right? It's there or it's not. Whereas when you're riding a two-stroke, in the lower end, it's a little more forgiving power-wise. The only thing that you have to be cautious of, obviously, is in that upper end. When it starts to band out, then it really wants to go.
And that's where I find all my issues. I do like how forgiving it is at low end. But yeah, at the top end, when I land funny, fall backwards, grab a fistful of throttle, and the front end comes up off the ground, don't love that.
Yeah. Now to be fair, if you were to do the same thing, land and grab a handful,
Gonna happen on a 4-stroke too.
yeah, on a 4-stroke, the power is going to be there just the same, right? It may not be so like nothing, and then it's all there, like a 2-stroke is bandy, right? But it's going to be there as soon as you hit it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I would say depends on the person, but I would, generally speaking, I would lean to a 2-stroke, just because they're a little more forgiving, power wise, and you can learn to manage the top end of the 2-stroke a little bit as you get more experience. But there are some good 4-stroke options too, depending on the age of the rider. If it's just a little guy, like maybe you're looking to get one for a kid or something like that, then there are some good 4-strokes too that are super mellow in the power. They're not necessarily moto bikes, and I am referring more to moto bikes here than anything.
Gotcha.
There are some off-road bikes that are a little more mellow in the power, and that's maybe a way to go as far as 4-strokes. But I think for the moto side of things, I don't know. It depends on the rider, I would say. Like, again, is it an adult that's starting out, or is it a kid? Like for your wife, I think the bike that she has, that's a great bike. It's got enough power to get through some mud and do what she needs to do with it. But it's also not a full-sized bike that has a dangerous amount of power. Although, to be fair, she did crash on it. So
I was going to say the 150 had enough power to blow up her ankle. So.
Yeah. But if she makes a mistake on the 150, it's not the same as, because she's taller than me. So she could sit on a 250F, right? She could touch the ground on it and physically ride it. Yeah. But that amount of power, that's a whole nother can of worms than on a bike like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. So I'm, my bike knowledge is pretty basic. I know how to do oil changes and air filters. What's the more cost-effective bike for all of that, for everything beyond that?
It actually doesn't really, like, are you talking like overall maintenance?
Yeah, like that top ends, bottom ends, that kind of stuff.
I would say for someone like yourself, probably a 4-stroke.
Okay.
And there might be some people that challenge me on that. And I get why. 4-strokes, generally speaking, need less maintenance and are less of a headache than 2-strokes. So unless it's a TPI bike like the KTM that you have, if you're mixing gas, you can look at fouling plugs. If it's carbureted, because it's a couple years older, you got to worry about jetting. Like, there's just way more things to look at. Whereas, the 4-strokes, some of the older ones are still carbureted, but it's not quite the same as premix.
Gotcha.
So, if you're looking at getting a used bike, again, just with a 4-stroke, you don't have to worry about mixing gas and fouling plugs. And there's a little more maintenance in terms of when you get up into the hours on a 4-stroke.
Yep.
But that's also depending on how hard you ride it. You riding a 450 or a 250 is way different than me riding a 450 or a 250, right? I'm going to have to do more maintenance on it.
I just found out there's a 4th gear on my bike last week.
Yeah. So that motor is going to be able to take a lot more hours with you on it than with me on it.
Gotcha.
So if we're talking strictly maintenance, I would say probably 4-stroke.
Okay.
Because once you do a couple of the things that maybe can seem intimidating to do, like setting your valves or something like that, once you see that it's actually really not hard at all to do, then the maintenance doesn't seem so intimidating. Whereas a 2-stroke, there's no valves to set, right? But the top ends generally don't last as long as on 4-strokes. And again, because you're mixing oil in with the gas, there's more other things to worry about as far as carbon buildup and all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
And that's the other thing too with 2-strokes. Being that they do have oil in the gas for lubrication, you are going to get some carbon buildup. So you do have to wind those things out once in a while and kind of blow all that carbon out of there.
Which I don't do. Yikes.
Well, but also with a bike like the KTM that you have, the TPI, it's more built for that. It's more built to lug around.
Okay.
Whereas like the moto racing 2-strokes, those are meant to be strung out a lot.
Gotcha.
They're not meant to be bogged around. Whereas the wood bikes, they're way more happy to bog around like that. So I would say if you are looking at getting a 2-stroke as a newer rider, honestly, like lean into more of a woods bike because they're meant to ride at slower paces.
And then maybe bump up to one of the moto ones.
Yeah, if you feel
that's
like,
your jam.
yeah, if you feel like that's your jam, because you know the moto has the suspension and the chassis is a little more meant for the track, then I would say then look at doing something like that. But honestly, I think if you're learning, I think the woods bikes are great. They're geared a lot different. They're meant to go a little bit slower, and the power is more forgiving on them. I think that's a great way to learn.
That'd be cool. I'd be really interested in jumping on one of the moto bikes, the 2-strokes, and seeing how much of a difference there is between the woods bike and this.
I think you'd be really surprised, dude. So
I've got nothing to refer it to. Like I have no reference.
That's true. Yeah. I think you'd be really surprised on the difference between them. So if I put you on a 250, like a YZ 250, doesn't even have to be a newer one. It can be like an early 2000s.
Yeah.
You'd be like, holy crap. Like there's nothing and then there's everything.
Gotcha.
Like there's no in between. There's no power and it's like brr, brr, brr. And then you get it up a little higher in the RPMs and then it just goes.
Gotcha.
And it's not forgiving anywhere in there. Whereas the bike you're riding now with the weighted flywheel, it's way happier to just lug along to brr, brr, brr. It's fine to do that. It doesn't mind it at all.
Gotcha. So
I don't think you would enjoy. I think if you had to get a motorbike, I think you would want a 4-stroke. I don't think you would like the Moto 2-stroke at all.
So it's funny you say that because that's exactly where I was going. Yeah, I have no reference, but riding what you just described does not sound appealing to me.
Yeah.
But I could see how that appeals to some people. Like if you're always trying to push it, ride at your max, that'd be a blast, man. That'd be a fun bike to ride. But for me,
and 2-strokes they're a fun bike to ride. They're a fun bike to make them sing, right? Like a 2-stroke that's topped out. It sounds cool, and it is a lot of fun to ride. Like if you were to get on, say, a 125, something that's a fairly small engine size. I think you'd have a lot of fun once you got used to how to use the power. But like a 250, like that's a big motor. So when it's open, it's going.
That's a big jump between the 125 and the 250.
Yeah, totally. Double,
okay.
Some would say.
Yes. Math.
It's science. So I think it depends on what age you are when you're starting. I think it depends on, what is your, like, have you never ridden before? I think things like that. But I think, again, I honestly like and I never owned a woods bike before I rode that KTM. So I think it's actually given me a really good context, I guess, to the different styles. I have ridden some woods bikes that are 4-strokes as well. And again, compared to a motorbike, way more mellow in the power. Willing to go way slower than the motorbike is. But and so I think if you're newer to riding, I would say, dude, lean into a woods bike.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So would it be safe to say that you're a 4-stroke guy then for moto?
Dude, I'll say if I'm looking at doing legit motos where I'm trying to go fast and I'm trying to set down a good lap time for me, right? And trying to challenge myself. The 4-stroke all day long.
Gotcha.
All day long.
So what would be the 2-stroke equivalent to your 4-stroke? Like your 450?
So like a 300 2-stroke.
Okay.
Yeah. That being said, and this is a debatable topic, but there isn't really an equivalent anymore. So back in the day, in like 98, before Yamaha came out with the YZ 400, 426,
it's a weird number.
It is, yeah. But so back then, the AMA rules were such that because 4-strokes were super big pieces of crap compared to 2-strokes, they decided that you can have up to 450 cc's of 4-stroke to go in the 250 class, because back then the 4-strokes were slow and they were all heavy as all get out.
So I'm guessing 20 plus years later, that's not the case.
That's not the case. Now 4-strokes rule the roost, right? Technology has come a long way. So that's why they allow the 450s in the 250 class, and now it's just a 450 class, right? Is because way back in the day, when 4-strokes really sucked, they decided that these are an equal amount. Like you can have a 252 stroke and you can have 450 cc's of 4-stroke, and that's fair.
So has there ever been is there talk of bumping up the 2-strokes to a 450 2-stroke?
Well, I have actually seen some 250s, 2-strokes riding in the 250 4-stroke class. Now, I think if you're riding a 250 2-stroke in the 450 class, I think you're at a bit of a disadvantage. Now, all things created equal, I would say a rider that can keep up with everyone on a 250 2-stroke will probably be faster on a 450 4-stroke. They're just easier to ride, dude. They just are. I mean, Jesus, dude, there's a reason that every single pro in the world rides a 450. Like, you don't see Eli Tomac riding a 250 2-stroke and trying to win.
Yeah.
Right?
That makes sense.
Yeah, there's a reason they're all riding 450s. That being said too, though, I don't know if I agree with having a 250 2-stroke and the 250 4-stroke class, because to me it is it's a lot more of a handful of a bike. It's a lot faster.
Gotcha.
So in my mind, you do have an advantage if you're riding a 250 2-stroke. All things created equal, same rider, same skill level. If I get on the track on a 250 4-stroke, and then I get on the track on a 250 2-stroke, and my lap times are going to be faster on the 250 2-stroke.
Gotcha.
It just has more power.
So how different is your riding style if you're on a 2-stroke versus 4-stroke?
A lot different, yeah. And I think that's something that comes into play as you get more experienced as a rider. But definitely, if you see me ride one or the other, you have to ride them differently for sure. Yeah.
Gotcha. And is that an acquired talent or skill set? Like, can you just go jump on a 2-stroke tomorrow at the track and be awesome, or are you gonna have to work towards that?
you can flop back and forth. It does take a little bit of going back and forth. Like if someone who's never ridden a 4-stroke gets on one, or vice versa, has never ridden a 2-stroke, you're gonna suck on it. You're gonna really suck on it because you're not used to the way it handles and you're not used to the power.
Gotcha.
But it's once you get used to it, you can flop back and forth, no problem. I do wish I had a new 125 2-stroke purely for fun.
Gotcha.
Like that thing, it would just be at the stopper the entire way around the track and screaming, and it would be so much fun.
That'd be a blast to try. I
would love to take one out, and just the poor little engine on that thing would be working hard, but it would be a lot of fun to go. Yeah.
What are those worth?
I don't know, probably 8,000 or 9,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
GoFundMe.
Yeah, let's start a GoFundMe. Yeah, get Mitch a 125 2-stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have enough time as it is to ride more than that bike anyway. But yeah, man. So I think, as a newer rider, I would say that you're probably looking at, kind of depends. I know it's a shitty answer, but it does. It kind of depends.
People come here for an answer, and their answer is it depends.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Sometimes,
you know what?
Also maybe never.
You would be crazy to expect anything other than that from this podcast.
This is true. You do not come here for fact-checked information.
No.
You come here for a silly goose time. And we just gave it to you.
Yeah.
It depends.
Silly goose.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah, man.
Dude, when are we going to do a Q&A episode?
Ooh, good question.
We should do one of those soon.
Yeah, we should do some of those.
Got a couple questions in the queue.
Yeah, we should, absolutely. For people who are watching or listening to this, hit us up, DS? Dude, don't.
Give me the D.
Don't. God, why did I say that?
So, as per Mitch's request, please send him the D in his DMs.
No.
Flood his DMs.
You can't say that.
Do it.
You can't.
Do it now.
God, we're going to be taken off the air.
It's the internet. You can put anything on there. If you're not watching this, that's his forehead on the mic.
DM me with
D.
some. God. DM me with some questions that you have, a little Q&A period. It can be about fitness or moto or bikes or woods, although I don't know much about that, but it can be about anything, man. DM us some questions, and we'll do a Q&A episode. I think that would be super fun.
Yeah. Love life, finances, investment options.
Love life. I like that.
Yeah, Mitch has the answer to everything.
Little relationship advice.
Yeah, might not be the right answer or the best answer, but he's got an answer.
It would not be the good advices. It would not be.
You should throw
entertaining though.
Definitely do a post on Instagram.
Yes, that's a good idea. Remind me of that because I will forget.
Okay, copy that.
I like that. That's a good idea. Yeah. Cool, dude. Well, that was episode 8. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, everyone who watches. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we do.
Give him your best blue steel. Do a blue steel.
I'm smiling too much now.
No, that was terrible. That's not a blue steel. That was just a head turn.
I can't even get to the blue
That was
steel
like,
because I'm.
you know what that was? That
too
was
close
like
to giggling.
That was a rock. You know, the rock's like does the what do you smell?
With the eyebrow up.
What is the rock cooking or whatever he does there?
And what you just did was Hannibal Lecter. I'm gonna
Yes,
eat you.
I like to mix things sometimes, dude.
It's a Mitch mash.
It's a free cunch.
It's a free country.
I'm gonna Mitch match. I'm gonna Mitch match all kinds of stuff. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
if I wanna Mitch match in some skin eating cannibal stuff along with
The People's Champ.
the People's Champ, sometimes they go together.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, I do.
they like to dock. It goes well.
Yes, yes, it does.
I don't even know what we were talking about. Oh, yeah, that's what I can say. A blue steel. When
I can't.
you just did like a head turn, like you were like someone. Well, first of all, you did the People's elbow or People's Champ
Trying
thing.
to lift my eyebrow like he does.
You can't. They're too bushy.
Yep.
They're too bushy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know why I was asking you to give a blue steel. Now I forget, and it's
Yeah.
past.
Yep.
It's gone.
It's gone.
All right.
Mm.
Well, that
Kind of ruined the podcast.
Yeah, it was
ruined
a
our
bit-
vibe.
yeah.
Harsh my mellow.
yeah, it did harsh my mellow.
Speaking of mellow, why don't we have a couch?
Ooh, we should have a couch.
We need a couch.
Dude,
to
I
sit
feel
on.
like this environment's too tense to work in. You know what I
Totally.
mean?
Yeah.
Like we should find out the tent, dial it back to 6, maybe down to 3,
3.5. I'll settle for
3.5 on the
Yep.
couch,
Mhm.
and retackle this podcast thing.
Yes.
Yeah, we should have a couch though. I don't know where to put it.
Up against the wall.
Yeah, maybe. Have to move a bunch of tires and stuff, but it's doable.
Next time I go through an alley and see one,
Yep,
boom.
I like
couch.
that. Couch. Also grab a bed if there's one nearby.
Yes.
I could use a new to me mattress.
Yeah, our last episode was on caffeine and sleep, so
Yeah, that's
we'll,
applicable.
mhm.
You need a good mattress to sleep,
Mhm.
you know?
Especially when you're in the doghouse.
Yeah. Yep. And question, are you going to be in a doghouse for essentially becoming what would effectively be a drag queen?
Maybe. Depends how good I look doing
Question, are we just going to do the dress or are we like going to do makeup?
it. No, I
You know
agree
what
to a
I'm
dress. I straight up agreed to a
Oh,
dress.
dude. I think we
No.
should do makeup too.
No.
Like, let's,
You
like,
can't
you know what I
just
mean?
keep-
Like, dude, you need to get into character when you're doing this. You know what I mean? Like,
You can't just keep adding to this.
Yeah, dude. Like,
It
you
went-
need to get into character. This is what the people want.
It-
They voted, and it was ketchup, and now we need to do some dressing.
This went from a
Some-
dress to me in a dress like Popeye's wife
Yep.
on a pink dirt
Olive,
bike.
olive oil,
Olive oil.
olive oil on a pink bike, wearing makeup, really living the part. Just living the part.
Going too far. Too far.
Okay, we're gonna take another vote for everyone who wants to see Rick wearing a dress, riding a pink bike with makeup, because that's what you do when you get into character. You got to sell it.
Okay. Your vote. Your vote.
Hey, hold on, I don't like how you said it. Like, okay, that means you've just cooked up something good.
Maybe. But your vote only counts if you have a question.
I like that. Yeah. Okay, I'll take that.
Okay.
But one vote still trumps no votes. So if we get one vote that's yes with a question of how are you today, we win. The people win.
Okay. Fair enough.
The people will win.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know. Maybe we'll do this at Glen Helen. Dude, you
No.
could ride to the pitch
No.
at Glen Helen.
No.
Oh, yes. World Vet Championships Glen Helen 2022 through the pits.
No.
Yep. Harry will be beside you. It'll be fine. They'll be taking pictures of both of you.
Oh no.
Yeah, it'd be great. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
We're gonna get lots of questions and votes.
Nobody's gonna bat an eye. It's California, dude.
Also true. Also true. Yeah, you see some weird stuff. For
I'll
sure.
be riding along 9 other people doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, yeah, but they're actually like, they're not. You know what I mean? Like they're not in character, dude. They're just out there living their best life.
Living their best life. Yes.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this. This Cali trip is just building up to be more and more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I am gonna try and document that for the people's vlogs and document kind of the whole thing, and so people can come along with us and experience this whole thing.
Yeah. If there was any more room in the van, I'd say jump in.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have a jump seat though.
Oh, we can take our couch and put it in the van.
Smart.
Boom. Who wants to ride on our couch?
We'd have to cut it in half, stack it on top of itself. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of bikes in that thing, man. She's gonna be a full go heading down there. Ooh, I want to stop at there's a place, I think it's in it's near Vegas. Where's Vegas? Utah? No.
Nevada.
That's the one. It's called Mesquite or Mesquite, something like that.
Okay.
MX. We have to drive past it on the way down, past it-ish.
Yep.
I decided that, how we were talking about going down a day early.
Yeah.
I think, so the California tracks have weird hours. So I thought this Mesquite or whatever place, it looks amazing. And I was thinking we could stop there and check that place out on the way down.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think that would be a wicked fun time. And then we'll ride there, then we'll just carry on right to Cali. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Mesquite it is.
Mesquite.
Mosquitoes.
Change it. If you don't like how people announce it, change it.
Change it.
Yeah, man. So stay tuned for a bunch of the vlogs and all that kind of stuff that comes along with all that ridiculousness.
Yep, my intense training regime.
Yeah.
For my prep.
Speaking of training, so while the J-Dog, as I like to affectionately call him now.
Big old J Money right there.
J Money.
J Tang.
So while he's out riding my 450 tomorrow, I would like to give you some coaching while you're ripping around.
That'd be awesome.
So I'll wander out to the track.
Okay.
And then I'll get on you.
Oh, was Tate
I'm gonna
be
get
okay
on
with that? Get on me.
Yeah.
Will Tate be okay with that? Because I switched coaches.
I don't know. We better keep it under wraps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how he's gonna feel about that, but
Yeah.
you need to get some training in. So
I do.
here we are.
I do.
Yeah. Cool, man. Okay. Well, thanks everyone once again. I know we said that probably 7 times now, and then we keep talking, which is weird and awkward, but this is not an organized thing.
No, it's not.
It is what it is.
Did you notice I got the Blue Shaker Cup today?
I did notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's in it?
Rocket fuel, as usual. But they're back in stock.
They are. Yeah, the blueies.
Lots
they
of people
went
like
fast,
the blueies.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, my money would have been on the Reds with the little Excite Bike dude on it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I like the little Excite Bike dude. For whatever reason, people like the blue.
Yeah, lots of blue.
Yeah, they're back in stock, so grab yourself a bluey. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next pod.
Catch you on the flippity flip.
Cool. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.